Hey guys, it's Adam aka Swimming Bird, and welcome to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on Nintendo Switch. This is part 10, so if you missed any episodes so far, please catch up with the links down in the description. Last time we climbed the dueling peaks and expanded our inventory thanks to the power of Hestu's magical dances and poo-filled maracas. So now we are just outside Kakariko Village, but I wanted to do a quick episode to show the Amiibo rune and check out some of the bonuses that it can unlock. And you actually have to enable this in the options. It unlocks very early on, but as you progress and get things like the paraglider and complete your first dungeon, you'll actually get more rewards possible from scanning Amiibo. So I've got all 15 of the currently released Legend of Zelda Amiibo figures ready to scan in. We're going to hold off on Wolf Link, though, because it does its own completely unique thing. We'll do that in a future episode, but I'm going to start by scanning in the Tom Nook Animal Crossing Amiibo card, just to show you guys that any Amiibo works with this game. This is Duck Hunt from the Smash series. So you just get kind of random cooking ingredients from scanning in non-Zelda Amiibo, but it's nice that they still work with the game. We are going to start with the Breath of the Wild Amiibo and work our way towards the Smash Brothers Link, because that has one of the coolest rewards. So this is Archer Link from the Breath of the Wild series. He's great at scaring horses away. And this is typically what you'll get when you scan an Amiibo in. A bunch of cooking ingredients and a chest. And the Breath of the Wild series will give you some stuff that you'll probably get as you progress through the game normally. We've got some fire arrows here. Link Amiibos will usually give you bows and arrows and things like that. Zelda will give you precious ores as well as shields, and enemies in Ganondorf will typically give you weaponry. So this is the Rider Link Amiibo, and this is the one that you want from this. This is one of the only really unique rewards from the Breath of the Wild ones that you can't get in the game normally. So if you have two chests pop up, then you will get the special Traveler Saddle and Traveler's Bridle for your horse. It's a set that goes together. It's purely cosmetic, but it is nice looking. So it's a special bridle that you'll see in your key items here, but it's not something that you can put on normally. You have to go to the stable and talk to the lady near the horses if she's at the stable that you go to. We found one earlier on the outskirts, but I'll have to do that later and give Diaper Boy a new look. But yeah, that is the one really unique thing you can get from this set. The rest of this stuff is just nice little bonuses and little legs up, but nothing too crazy. This is Zelda from the Breath of the Wild set, and she gives us different stuff for cooking ingredients as well, but we have a soldier's shield. Now, a lot of this stuff is going to have, actually all of it has little stat bonuses, so shields have durability up, and weaponry has attack up, durability up, or critical hit. So it is a little nicer. The Bokoblin Amiibo does give us a bunch of meat and also some guts. So that's the stuff they like to eat and what they put it in. But we have a Dragon Bone Boku Club, so it's all going to be Bokoblin weaponry from this one. And this is a pretty good weapon early on, but that is one of the downfalls of using these Amiibo, I feel like. It's a little bit of a trade-off. You might spoil stuff that you would see later on in the game if you scan this stuff in, but nothing too crazy typically. This is the Guardian Amiibo. This thing is huge, and you can barely see the stand when you scan it in. It also has bendable legs. It's really cool looking, and you get a little bit more bang for your buck, I guess, because you get these giant metal crates, and they typically have precious ore in them. We got some sapphire here, and some Guardian parts, some good stuff like that to help you get some extra money and get that stuff without having to battle the Guardians. I'm going to crush myself under that if I'm not careful. Also some arrows, and the chest should have something Guardian related, like weaponry, or maybe a core, if you're lucky, because those are pretty rare. This is a Guardian Spear that we would normally get from scouts when doing combat trials. So let's move on to the 30th anniversary series of Zelda Amiibo, starting with Ocarina of Time Link, and now we're getting into ones that have unique armor sets. So we'll see if we can get some of that. This one always gives us meat when we scan it in. We got some shock arrows, which we haven't actually found yet. These are like fire and ice arrows, but they do stun stuff and use electricity. So this is Toon Link from the 30th anniversary series. But the armor sets here, they're going to be themed to the Link that we're scanning in. I like that the Toon Link one does have a bunch of fish, since he is from the Great Sea, after all. And we got a Boomerang, so this is a Boomerang you would find normally in the game. He does actually have a Sea Breeze Boomerang that looks like the one in Wind Waker, but this is just a normal Boomerang that we could get. And I can show you, Boomerang are really cool. You can slice them as a sword, but you can also throw them, and when they come back, you have to hit A to catch them. but it's nice to have a ranged weapon that's not a bow. So there we go. And next we'll have Toon Zelda. But all these are going to have some unique stuff past the Breath of the Wild ones. They will have usually clothing, armor sets, or a unique thing like a Zelda from the Toon Zelda specifically can give you the hero shield from Wind Waker. And some of them have unique weapons as well. So last one from the 30th set so far, before those other 3 are released, is 8-bit Link. So he's the pixel art sort of Link style. This one and Ganondorf give you barrels, so you have to actually break those open. I tend to use the chest to do that. We got some more shock arrows. But yeah, you can pick up the chest with Magnesis and just smash these to get some rupees and stuff like that. They'll have rupees and arrows in them. Let's move on to the Smash series here, though, and see if we can get some nice clothing for somebody other than my horse. Now, I do like, that is a nice reward. I do like that saddle, so I'm happy to get that. This is Toon Link from the Smash series. Similar rewards to Toon Link from the other series. Got some fire arrows. Ganondorf is up next. He will also have barrels, and he has a small chance to spawn in an explosive barrel as well, because he's a real jerk. So he's trying to kill Link even when he's not in this game. But yeah, so he'll have those occasionally. You got to look out for that. Be careful if you're smashing stuff around, because you might just blow yourself up. So that was just kind of a normal little sword with a bit of an attack bonus. Next is Sheik from the Smash series of Amiibo. And we got a bunch of mushrooms and stuff. I'm going to try to avoid those rupees. We got Sheik's mask. So there we go, our first unique piece of armor. This mask is said to have been worn by a Sheikah who saved a time-traveling hero made from the finest of Sheikah stealth fabrics. It is the final word in undercover gear. And this has a little bonus of making us a little more stealthy when we're walking around. And it looks cool. It goes with a set that we're going to see pretty soon here. But the thing with these unique armor sets, you can look like Link from Wind Waker, the original Zelda, Ocarina of Time, as well as Twilight Princess, if you get all the gear from them. But the trade-off is that it's harder to enhance this Amiibo gear because it uses different resources that tend to be more rare. So you have a harder time making it improved as you go along. And it also has equivalents in the game already. There's a pretty nice bow, though, from the Zelda Amiibo. But yeah, there's equivalents already in the game to a lot of this stuff. You'll see the mask here that we have. We're going to have one just in the next town. Kakariko has a mask we can buy that has the same stats and everything, same bonus. It's just an aesthetic thing. It looks a little different, but is harder to upgrade. So if you got to pay the price for wearing the cooler stuff. But here we go. This is probably the coolest thing you can get from an Amiibo. If you scan in the Smash Brothers Link Amiibo, then you get Epona, who immediately runs over to eat your apples and carrots. So Epona here is the legendary horse, of course. I accidentally picked up a medicinal plant that we can find later on. And that's one thing, yeah, I don't want to try to spoil too much, so I'm not going to grab a lot of this Amiibo stuff. And I want to thank everybody who weighed in on the comments. I'm going to avoid using a lot of it, but I think we're going to still scan those in occasionally so we can see some of the cool stuff. So Epona here, maxed out on Bond already. We didn't have to soothe her at all. She has really good stats, 4 stars in all 3 strength, speed, and stamina, so she is super quick, but definitely not perfect. There are 5-star horses out there, so she's not the best horse in the game, as I've seen some people say. And because she is gentle in temperament, if you boost too much, you use too much stamina, she won't buck you off. She will just kind of get a little mad and slow down. So it is nice having a pretty good horse with gentle temperament, since most of them with good stats tend to be more wild. But yeah, you can already see, compared to Diaper Boy, she is much quicker. And my other horse had 2 stars in strength and speed and 3 in stamina, but you can see the difference already from having a much faster horse. She also looks kind of unique. If you see her, she does look like Epona, of course, but her mane, her tail, and her hooves, they have the white hair that will glow, especially at night. It's really magical looking. She definitely looks unique. There's no other horse in the game that quite looks like her. And she's really cool, but at the same time, like I mentioned, she's not the best horse in the game, so it's not necessary. You can get her early if you don't want to go hunting for a horse. And she has bedhead right now. But yeah, let's register her, because there are some things that we have to address about Epona. Specifically, there's all her stats. If we try to give her a name, we are going to get a cool saddle and bridle for her. But okay, please enter a name for your horse. Oh, wait a minute. Isn't that Epona, the horse of legend? What are you thinking? You can't rename a horse a legend. Pretty sure there's a law against that. So Epona it is. Change it. Look, I just told you. You can't rename a horse legendary horse. Her name must be Epona. Okay, so we got to settle for Epona if you wanted to name her something else. And once we have her here, we'll put Diaper Boy into their care. You can see she's got her own unique look to her. But the downside of this, just kind of like the clothing having the downside of being tougher to upgrade, you are stuck with the saddle and bridle that she has, as well as the hairstyle. You can't customize that. But she does have a cool Triforce crest there, as well as a nice saddle with a Triforce on it as well. So she's not really supposed to be in this universe, kind of like Wolf Link, but she's here, and she's fun to use. So I think we might ride around on her a little bit at least. But there you go. Those are some of the rewards that you can get from the Amiibo. I think my plan is going to be to keep scanning those as we go along. There's a chest up on the cliff there. I'm going to keep trying to scan them as we go along, maybe at the end of the episode if you guys want to see stuff. But my plan so far, thanks to a lot of feedback I got from you guys in the comments, so thanks again for that, I'm going to try to avoid using a lot of it. And maybe we'll wear some of the gear, but I want to avoid using a bunch of the weaponry and stuff like that, because I want to make sure we are getting through the game on what we're getting naturally, so it's not making it too much easier or anything on me. And there we go. Thanks again for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this. If you want to subscribe, we've got more Zelda on the way. We are just about to enter a really cool part of the game. We're going to get more story when we visit Kakariko Village. So we're going to ride Epona there, and I will see you guys next time. Epona! She's so strong, she crushed a bird. I feel horrible, but you know, sometimes that happens when you're riding the legendary horse. She has no time to slow down for little birds. Thanks again, guys, and I will see you next time for more Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Goodbye.